Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today's April 5th, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. You can see the very cold air aloft out over the ocean here, spreading back into the state. We're going to have some thunderstorm activity here again today, and some snowfall is going to be flying across the higher terrain of even Southern California as we go. We'll dive into those details we got through the video today. We'll take a look at the extended forecast as well. It looks like we might start to warm up pretty dramatically here, but let's go ahead and click on, okay, it looks like we've got everything selected here. I want to go through yesterday here really quick. So you can see as the sun was rising, look at that dynamic storm system, that powerful frontal system moving down the area, and you got some lightning strikes associated, had some thunderstorms coming on near the coastal areas as well. And we're going to kind of do a similar thing here again today, maybe even kick off a few more thunderstorms here. And as we go through the overnight hours, you can see some of that activity still firing off near the Ventura and Santa Barbara County right off the coastline there, and some of the showers that continue to roll. Looks like there was a lightning strike just recently near Point Conception there, and kind of on the central coast as well. So it should be an active day. Eyes on the sky for sure. Now, taking a look here, I wanted to point this out. Some of the frost advisories, hard freeze watch, and freeze watches that are out there. This is a pretty chilly air mass, so have a heads up for that. Any pets left outdoors or sensitive plants still have the winter weather advisory ongoing as we speak as well. And this is the thunderstorm chance. You can see it does include the Bay Area again today, Friday, April 5th, just south of Sacramento. Includes Stockton and Modesto here, some of the Sierra Nevada. You can even mention a funnel cloud there or two, maybe in the Sacramento National Weather Service here. So again, eyes on the sky. It might be a fun day out there. And this is Los Angeles National Weather Service. This is updated yesterday afternoon, but this is going to be what's affecting the area today. 20 to 30% chance of thunderstorms. Most areas getting up to an inch of precipitation and some of the heavier showers there up in the higher hills. But the snow levels are near 3,000 feet. That's quite low. I mean, you're talking about Washington state standards there. Pretty chilly upper level low, up to 10 inches above 6,000 feet, 3 to 6 from 5 to 6, and up to 3 inches above 3,000 feet. And those gusty west and northwest winds are going to be howling, especially across the higher terrain in some of the desert areas here. Now, taking a look at the winter weather advisory, I bring this one up because look at this, 1 to 2 inches possible along the grapevine here. And again, this goes all the way out through, let's see, Friday, April 5th, 11 p.m. April 5th. So this could still be a problem here as we go through the day today. Heads up if you're traveling back and forth on I-5. There are also some gusty winds out there as well. And the snowfall here, again, this was issued early this morning. You can see some nice snowfall amounts on the Peninsula and the transverse ranges here. Big Bear Lake getting some decent amounts, perhaps over a foot. Idlewild as well. Now, looking at off into Arizona, we start to bring some precipitation chances back here as we go through this evening, and some high terrain snow, maybe above 3,500 feet. And this was issued this morning by the National Weather Service Phoenix, about a 1 in 4 chance for some precipitation amounts, better amounts further you go east and north. And this is rainfall for Southern California. Again, some of the higher terrain, better amounts. A lot of that will be falling as snow across the higher elevations, but you could get a few tenths of an inch across some of the San Diego and the Los Angeles metro here. And just a heads up, some snow still flying as we go through the day today for Donner Summit, well below the pass level. So be definitely, keep your wits about you there. You could be running into some wintry driving conditions still as we go through the day today. And if you want a nice, affordable home weather station, which is great with storms like this, lightning detection system associated with it, it's very nice. It tells you the distance of those strikes as well. Great smartphone app, all solar powered and wireless. Now, taking a look at what the Doppler radar may look like as we go through the day today, you can see that shower activity moving down the coastline. And again, there's going to be lightning strikes associated with some of this activity, and you can see pretty widespread there. And as we go through this afternoon, continues down across some of the areas, swings through Arizona and Nevada as well. But it kicks out pretty quickly here. Then we start to get a break tomorrow. But we're going to have another weak system move through here, another weak trough. Some colder air aloft will continue to move through. We might kick off a few showers as we go through Sunday afternoon, but then we're going to start to warm up after that. And in the meantime as well, the winds are going to be strong, especially across the higher terrain. Look at some of the desert areas in Arizona up towards Las Vegas, the Sierra Nevada, even gusting some strong winds down the coastline out of the north and northwest. Watch out for the headlands out there. Very gusty winds continuing all the way on in through tomorrow morning. And then we pick it back up a little bit here as that next system swings through. I see Sunday morning, a little bit of an uptick there to some of the winds as we go through the day Sunday. You can kind of see it there at the very end of the run here. So heads up for that. And also looking at the upper levels of the atmosphere, I like to give visual diagrams of what's going on above us. You can clearly see this bowling ball of cold air at 10,000 feet and swinging through the area. And you notice this starts to push through as we go to Saturday. But then we've got another little system here moving down across the region, but it's much weaker as you can see. Now, looking at day one, thunderstorm outlook here. It does include the Bay Area, Southern California, some of the desert areas all the way into Arizona. Las Vegas can't rule out a thunderstorm there as well. This is at 18,000 feet. Wider view of things here. There's the Hawaiian Islands, the bottom left. There's the state of California. And this is a system that's been impacting us here for the last couple of days. And that's what's going to be swinging through today. And then you can see the next system kind of swinging through there. Definitely much weaker. And watch at the end of the European run as of last night. You see this here? That is a ridge, an anticyclone building out here. And that's what's going to start to warm us up as we push through next week. Now, looking at the day today on the European, this is this afternoon here, but you can quickly see that precipitation wrap up, and then the next week's system roll through here as we go through Sunday afternoon. It could be popping off some showers and a couple thunderstorms with that activity. As that pushes on, then we turn our eyes to the warm-up coming. As you can see, we're dry out as we go through next week. This is the lightning flash density potential. And this is for this afternoon today. But you'll notice as we go on into tomorrow, it's just nowhere to be seen. It's off to the east at that point. And then as the next system rolls down here Sunday, it shows some there for Nevada. I wouldn't be surprised to see a thunderstorm or two across portions of California as well as that system moves out, but also maybe northwest Arizona as we go through Monday afternoon as it continues to kick off to the east. Also, just a heads up, along the coastline of Southern California, we are dealing with these elevated wave heights here as we go through the day today. Should be on the wane as we go through tomorrow morning, but just a heads up for that. And then after that, just maybe some wind-driven waves as we go on into next week. Now, looking at total snow, a 10-to-1 ratio on last night's European run. So as I scroll through this is late this morning. You see the snow already starting to pile up a little bit. And look as we go through this afternoon. So this is still yet to be going on here. And it could be affecting some of the grapevine there across I-5 as well. So heads up for that. Picking up some snow across the higher terrain of Southern California. And if I back up right now, you can kind of see how the snow is still flying across some of the Sierra Nevada as well. So watch out for those winter driving conditions if you're out and about. Here's the daily max 2-meter temperature for today, Friday, April 5th. Look at this, just in the 50s for the valley areas, but that is going to be changing and in a big way. Look at Los Angeles Metro, some 50s out there, widespread, maybe some upper 50s out there. Even the desert area is pretty much cooled down here. Then as we go through tomorrow, Saturday, we bounce back a little bit. Some of the valley areas, you notice the temperatures bump up a bit. There goes Sunday. That weak system kind of moving through. So keeping the temperature suppressed a little bit here across the region. But look, by the time we go towards Monday, look at the 70s all the way up into the Northern Valley areas, some of the high desert, Los Angeles Metro moving into the lower 70s. And look at Tuesday, we really start to ramp things up. Wednesday, you see some 80s starting to show up all the way up towards Redding, California here. And look at this. Very warm, especially across some of the desert areas. Could we get our first 100-degree day for Death Valley here of the year? I believe that would be. And some very warm temperatures, some upper 80s showing up for some of the Bakersfield area, and some very warm temperatures across the desert areas. Look at Saturday, Sunday. We'll see how long that lasts here. And I'll also show you the European extended forecast because it does show another trough trying to move our way in the very extended runs. 6 to 10 day above average signal across much of the West Coast. We just went over that. There's the below average signal as we cut off the precipitation, at least for a time. 8 to 14 day above average across the west, and near normal precipitation chances as we go through April 18th. But now look at the European. This is what we're dealing with now. So this goes out about 15 days, and there's a system moving through. And that next week impulse before we start to build the ridge and we really warm up as we go through the week. You can clearly see this ridge all the way up the west coast of North America, at least for a few days. System tries to move through the Pacific Northwest, and then we kind of get another transient ridge here, and then maybe one more transient ridge, and then you can see this deep trough well off into the European run here. I mean, you're looking at 10 days, well over 10 days out here. So this is purely fantasy at this point. But we'll be watching to see if there's anything to that trough setting up off our coastline here as we go through the mid portion of April. And snow-wise across the Sierra Nevada, we're doing quite well. 130% of our historical mean right now. You can clearly see we've really ramped things up. Since about February 1st, we've just been on a really nice trajectory of building some snow across the higher terrain. So that's always good to see. And same thing with Lake Mead, about 145% of the normal median snow water equivalent there across some of that area. So this is doing quite well. And this is where a lot of Southern California gets a lot of their water here. So that's good news as far as water supply is concerned. And you can see the lower basin here is across a lot of Arizona, and this is where they export it here across portions of Southern California, and including the San Diego and Los Angeles Metro here. Gets a lot of water from this area. So it's good to see that snow water equivalent there above normal. But anyway, yeah, eyes on the sky today across California, really anywhere Sacramento south, across the Bay Area, some of the valley areas, even out across some of the desert as we go through the day today. Can't rule out some thunderstorm activity. So yeah, it might be some fun cloud viewing out there. And if you get a funnel cloud, let me know. Leave some comments below across the region. You remember the National Weather Service did show that this morning. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.